Welcome, dear friends, to Cardiac Radio at 11 p.m., Nourishing Our Souls with the Laws of Love, a book that was psychographed by Chico, Xavier, and Waldo Vieira, two mediums, and the spirit author is Emmanuel. This is very relevant to us. It's a true phenomenon because in the study of the mind, the human mind, it's a phenomenon. Two mediums and no difference in style whatsoever. Think about it. When we play that game, the telephone game, right? We tell something to somebody and then somebody else hears something else, completely different. Yes, psychophysics explain the subjectivity that we put in the contents that we observe, that we pass on to others. But these two mediums are peculiarly different. Waldo Vieira and Chico Xavier, well disciplined by Spiritism, were able to channel different spirits all together and the same spirit together. Today, we're going to enter a new study in the laws of love, the divine laws. You and I are immersed in the abundant love of God. And our health is a byproduct of our synchronicity with God, with our harmony with God's laws, our compliance. Are we being compliant? We're working on it, right? You and I are working on it. That's why we're reincarnated. Today, in chapter 1 of this book, Spiritual Causes of Illnesses, we study the foundational aspect, the mental body, how it affects the spiritual body, the perispirit, and the perispirit, the physical body. We are now in question number 3, and today we're going to study about justice. Somebody asked Emmanuel, and he answered. The question is, what are the two aspects of justice? Let's see what he says. Justice on earth simply addresses the manifested cruelty whose consequences transit in the areas of public interest, harming life, inducing to criminality. However, this is only the exterior aspect of justice, because justice is always the constant manifestation of the divine law in the processes of evolution and in the activities of conscience. Okay, so first thing, what is the concept of justice? People think that justice is about somebody making a mistake, bring to justice. But justice in Spiritism is understood in a completely different way. Emmanuel is redefining justice for us, something that goes hand in hand with Kardec in the Spirit's book. When you go to the third part of the Spirit's book, in the study of the last divine law, the law of justice, love, and charity, we'll see the question, what is justice according to the spirits? Justice is to respect everyone's rights. So as Emmanuel is saying here as well, justice is always the manifestation, the constant manifestation of divine law. The divine law is always presiding all the movements of life. It doesn't sound like it when somebody commits a crime, right? But think about it. In the Second World War, it's well known that there were scientists who already had put together the knowledge for the H-bomb. But Hitler didn't believe in it. What is it? God's mercy. The constant manifestation of the divine law. Humanity would not need that experience at that time. That's what we say, need. Not deserve, but need, as an educational thing. When God allows our free will to take place, it's because in the broader spectrum, in the panoramic view of life, God is presiding the rights of the people in all different angles, counting the long run of life. Think about our beginning, when we were creating, no end, always evolving. It's not only about the point we're here, it's about the continuum of life. So an experience today, as you can read in the book that we studied here, 15 Cases of Previous Lives by Amália Domingo Soler. You can listen to it at Cardiac Radio, in our SoundCloud playlists, in the YouTube channel of Cardiac Radio, and also Cardiac Radio's Facebook page. The playlist is 15 Cases of Previous Lives, and there you will find precisely cases of previous lives explained by the spirits, showing to us atonements, expiations, according to the laws of God. We will evolve, our conscience retains everything that we need. So what's the relationship between illnesses and justice? Divine justice we're talking about. Where is God's justice in illnesses? This is question number 4. These two questions we're studying together, they go hand in hand, and the answer is just 2 lines. In the course of infirmities, it is inevitable to examine divine justice working with its regenerative power to heal the evil that we have created. Let's listen to this and study together. Of course, we're going to use the whiteboard because this is something for us to meditate upon. We're going to study here. So, in the course of our infirmities, justice comes with a regenerative power. So let's write it down. Regenerative power, right, of justice. Okay, and this regenerative power heals us, heals. So it comes and, okay, oops. I know, so we can see each other better. And now, let's go here and make this bigger to make sure we are all ready together, right? Here and here. So what happens next? Oops, I'll go back. It brings the healing of evil we have created. So it's beautiful. Well, if you think of only one life, it's hard. If you think somebody is born without a leg, oh no. So let's talk about true cases. A woman came to Chico Xavier. She came to Chico Xavier, and Chico Xavier said to her, welcome, come here. How can I help you? And she said, oh, Chico, my son, he is blind. He cannot hear. He's deaf. He doesn't have arms. And all the doctors want to cut his legs. I'm desperate. What karma is this? Emmanuel said, this spirit has been committing suicide for 10 lives in a row, knowing in his mind that he's thinking of throwing himself off a cliff, walking down there. They want to help him. It's an aiding pain that we talked about yesterday in our episode here. That aiding pain helping him not incur into the same mistake. So for us, materialistics, short-sighted, we see that infirmity as a curse, as punishment. In the long run of immortality, it's a blessing. We don't need to get sick if, and only if, we want to renew ourselves. We want to regenerate ourselves. So you and I have an opportunity to regenerate. What is to regenerate? Let's write the word. I know you know, but it's good to be together because here we need to revisit this powerful word, regeneration. We're going to generate anew again. So regeneration, generate again, but anew. Generate anew, generate something different. What does that mean? Let's go to our scenarios. Let's say every time, remember the movie by Spielberg, Back to the Future. The main character, Michael J. Fox, the actor, plays the character. And every time the evil guy comes and teases him, he says, chicken. He feels furious and responds with insanity. And that's where he fails. That's what we want to regenerate, the response. Calls chicken, if he's regenerated, he's cool. He's like, okay, I'm not. I don't need to react. I don't need to react. I'm no longer impulsive. I'm no longer reactive. I am a human being gaining what? Gaining sovereign over my physical body and myself. So what are the things that you think you need to regenerate? Because in the context of justice, we need to regenerate, to rid ourselves, to expunge the nodules of disturbance. This is justice. But we don't need to wait for illnesses. We can more easily accommodate ourselves into that. So let's say every time somebody comes to us, they say something evil. And then we get along and start slandering, talking ill about people. I'm going to change that. I'm going to regenerate myself. I'm going to bring in anew. That's what we're going to do in the next 24 hours. Think about our own regeneration. I'm going to show again to those who are watching. If you're not, visualize it. Justice, Emmanuel says, is divine justice brings this regenerative power to heal the evil within us by expunging those nodules of disturbances. But we don't need to wait for illnesses. We can regenerate ourselves. So, in the next 24 hours, easy exercise, but very important. We're going to identify an area, just one, doesn't need to be 10. One area in ourselves, in our minds, in our emotions, in our feelings that we need to begin anew, to regenerate, to generate anew. Let us write it down and create an affirmation. If I have a hard time talking good things about people, I'm going to say, I admire people. I easily identify the good in people. I focus on the good of the people, of everyone I encounter. If my problem is laziness, because I always want to travel, to escape, to do nothing. Oh, a holiday is so beautiful because then I have an excuse to do nothing or just think selfishly. Then I look at myself and say, I love making efforts in helping others. And I create affirmations and focus on that during the day to create a new habit, reminding us that God is educating us in all different possible ways, but it's always with love and justice, because justice means that God is constantly caring for us. He doesn't forget about anyone. He thinks of us all at the same time. Let us feel the just and loving presence of God and say, God, I will regenerate anew today. You don't need to worry about it. We're joking, but it's true. Dialoguing with God is so good and feeling the comfort of His providence. So just, so loving, inviting us to begin anew. We want to begin anew. We want to be somebody different. We don't want to be the same old, stubborn person. We want to regenerate anew, creating health. Let us welcome the divine justice and bring new health to us as we voluntarily regenerate ourselves. We thank you, friends, for being here with us at Cardiac Radio once again in this beautiful opportunity to learn about the loss of love and the causes, the spiritual causes of illnesses. We wish you a lovely day in regeneration all together, and we hope to see you soon again tomorrow here at Cardiac Radio, where we're always, as you know, always, and we have been doing this for 10 years, nourishing our souls. Thank you, friends.